Alright, so I'm going to do a budget microscope for working on SMD electronics. Let's get some more light in here because it's obviously too dark. There we go. So what I've done is taken a coat hanger and essentially bent it around. It's going to be the stand. I'm going to take the file to it. Rough the surface up a little bit. Same thing with this piece right here. Alright, so now that's done. So stick these two pieces together. You'll see what I'm making. This is just going to be the stand. There's no specific way to do this because I'm basically just cobbling something together. Alright, so get some flips on here. Now we're going to break up the big soldering iron. I'm working on getting a wide angle lens for this thing, but it's not going to happen until next month, as they're pretty expensive. There we go. Nice solder on there. So he's strong enough to hold it together. Alright. Okay, so now what we need is a little cheap camera. And at some point I might actually take the LEDs off of this one and actually put white as opposed to infrared LEDs on this little thing. But this guy here, I think I paid like $3 for it at the dollar store. I can plug this thing into the computer and I can view it on the screen. Let's see here. So the computer's just installing this. I just reinstalled Windows 7, so. Get a JB Weld. I picked up this stupid Bondic pen. I already did a video on it. The concept works if you order the proper Loca UV curable epoxy, but the chemical that they use in here is completely garbage. But this should be enough to actually hold this thing in place. So let's there we go. Now, one of the reasons why I chose this cheap little camera, this little $3 camera, is if you look closely, you'll see I can focus it. It's got a shitty little lens, really shitty. It's actually plastic, but at the same time, it's actually a standard threading and a standard diameter to take a better lens, which I'll show you after. So, first things first, we're gonna mount the camera, get a certain appropriate place. And to get the camera close enough, I'm gonna open up my webcam viewer. Here we go. I'm just gonna turn the camera over to the monitor. Actually, you know what? I'll use open broadcast so you guys can see this. But again, we're only using this just to hold this in place while the epoxy sets. So it's actually kind of handy for that purpose. There we go. So that's held in place now. So now if you look on the screen, obviously I'm going to show you the screen. There we go, we can get right in there, and it's not the greatest image, but I mean it's a lot better than using a magnifying glass to get in there and actually like check pins. I'll grab some tweezers here. Just to be simulated soldering. And actually what I'll do as well, I'm going to change my soldering tip to a very, very fine point. There we go. And now I can actually look forward on my screen. As you can see, for $3 in a coat hanger, you can actually get in there and really see some fine stuff. And I'm going to try focusing this just a little bit better. There we go. So that's basically it. This is a cheap way, until you can save up enough money, to get yourself a solder or a microscope, and then you just use the computer screen to see it. Let's see if I can I don't know if this camera will actually turn around like that, but here's a view of my screen. Here we go. Yeah, you should be able to see it. There you go. Now you can actually see it, so I can actually get down in here. I can see that, and actually, let's see what it looks like to, one of the most common things that we work on, of course, would be the HDMI stuff. So, let's see what we can do here with that. So there's the pins on the HDMI, and as you can see, it's out of focus a touch, so what are we going to do? Here we go. Perfect. So there's your weekend project. A cheap homebrew microscope. Pretty handy, eh? Now this is the open broadcast software that I'm using to actually record some capture for you guys. So I'm going to stop recording. And I'm going to disable the video here. And I'll show you the actual program that I'll be using when I use my little cheap microscope. There we go. So this is called Webcam Viewer. And it's made by bustatech.com. And it'll basically show any webcam. So you don't have to use this shitty $3 webcam that I've got. You can go and get a 1080p HD camera and use that. But essentially, this will get the job done for really tiny soldering work. And I'm probably going to get a better webcam for this anyway. This was just a proof of concept. So now let's go back here for a second. To the project at hand. Okay, so let's go back here. So I've got this weighted down with the circuit board. Alright, so we don't necessarily need all this coat hanger. But what we do actually need is we need some epoxy on here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten this cable onto its stand. Using the zip tie. There we go. And that should hold the camera in a standard position while I mix up some JB Weld. Alright, where's my mix? Alright, so we're going to take this in the panel. JB Weld. JB Weld, if you haven't worked with it before, which I doubt, because if you're watching my videos, you guys obviously have some knowledge of homebrew stuff and, you know, working with this sort of stuff. It's just an epoxy, but it's actually reinforced with glass particles. And what you do is you take equal parts of hardener and the actual epoxy, and you mix it together for a couple of minutes. So even after it's like well mixed, you continue mixing it. So actually this helps cure it a little bit. Alright, so here we go. So let's start piling this shit on over top of the Bondic crap. Now I'm going to make sure that I actually get some on the camera itself and on the coat hanger, because you can't trust this Bondic stuff. There we go. So I've got it all in there, so it's actually adhering to the filed surface of the camera, and I've got it actually going over the top of the coat hanger. Now that's looking really nice. There we go. That's pretty much all there is to it. So now we just have to wait for the epoxy to cure. I'm going to try doing a telly. There we go. So here's all the epoxy on there. And it usually sets up in about 5 minutes. Well, the stuff that I'm using sets up in about 5 minutes. And after that, well, as with my camera mount, in about 24 hours, this stuff is like steel. It's rock solid. It's funny. It feels like you're working with a really, really, really hard rubber compound, but at the same time, if you poke it with something steel, it actually tings. It's like working with steel. So there we go. This is a little weekend project using a webcam and a coat hanger to make a makeshift microscope for soldering. And it works pretty good. Actually, I'm surprised that it's actually turned out as well as it did.
No.
Alright, so the epoxy is cured.
Everything works.
This is kind of what we ended up with. Actually, I'm going to bring it over here a little bit. There we go.
I am touching. Or look.
So, there we go. Right there. So the epoxy's cured.
Come on, just to be completely
and then, as you can see here,
I did when we switched.
What I've done is I've actually put some zip ties on here. Actually, you can now see
that's okay.
The lights have come on the webcam.
No, I didn't.
So, yeah.
I should have, but I didn't. It's fine. It's
not a bad little toy.
Just have come to think about it. If anyone can just come and go.
So I dug out an old camera I had lying around, and look, it's got the same type of lens that I need for my little camera that I just made. So I installed it. How do you like that? Just gonna turn the light down on here. There we go. And it's a much cleaner picture. I'll show you guys. Let's open up my software. There we go. Way better image. Ugh. There we go. Boop. And let's turn the light on. There we go. I got the light turned on. Let's see, way more detail in there. Cool.